Hello everyone and welcome. You guys know that I've reviewed several different types of measurement tools over the years, from laser levels to rolling rulers to laser measuring distance meters and cross-line levels, etc. That is a lot of tools to buy and to have in your tool chest. Well, what if I told you that I just came across this one tool set that can do all the things that I just mentioned and many more? This measuring tool combo kit that I just got from Hozo can take up to 17 different types of measurements, all using one tool set, and it all fits into one convenient case. That makes this a very compact and convenient set of tools. Plus, instead of having to use several different apps for each tool, you won't need to do that with this M-Cube from Hozo because it all works with just one app. So if you've been looking for the ultimate tool set that can take care of all sorts of measurements and has an incredible accuracy, stick around as I unbox and test this new tool set that I just got. And before we start looking into this guy, I wanted to show you how this guy comes all set up in this one convenient case. Everything fits in here very conveniently, where you have all the different modules and tripods and everything all in this one little case. So let me take everything out of here and then we'll talk about it. Alright guys, so when you unbox this puppy, this is everything you get. So let's talk a little bit about some of the features that this guy has. But before we get started testing this guy, do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That way you get notified every time I do another product review video, DIY project, or a sale at a big box store where I can help you save even more money. Alright, so this is the M-Cube all-in-one measuring system from Hozo, available on their website, link in description below. At the time of making this video, this kit retails for $315.99, and that includes free shipping. Now you can also get this through Amazon, but I found it a lot cheaper on their website. I'll put links to both of them. Check the prices whenever you see this video, see which one gives you a better deal. The warranty on this guy is 1 year, and the dimensions on this guy are pretty much identical. You're looking at some 4 little cubes right there. You're looking at about 2 inches by 2 inches by 1.5 inches in thickness, and they only weigh a few ounces. So what do you get included in this kit? Well, you get the M-Cube, the main module, you get the Smart Room Planner, you get a bidirectional laser module, and you get the laser-assisted rolling ruler module. Now you can buy all these different guys separately if you want to, all the accessories and everything separately, but it's a better price if you buy this Pro Kit that I just got right here. And you also get the owner's manual that tells you everything. It comes with quick start guides that tell you everything about all the modules, how to use them. It comes with a power cable, and it comes with a couple of tripods right there that you can hook up to use either as a low one or higher up. And these are very good tripods. They're all metal. And you get a nice case to keep everything in to take it with you wherever you go. Very convenient tool to have on hand. Now, the main module has a digital touchscreen, which is 240 pixels in resolution. The main module is powered up by a 900 milliamp hour rechargeable battery that can run up to 12 hours of continuous use or 14 days of normal use, and it has a 90-day standby time. Now, the Room Planner module over here also has the ability to hold 2 alkaline batteries, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And when you hook it up to the main module, it'll recharge the internal battery on that one. Now, all the measurements that these modules can take work with the free downloadable Mizor app and can be stored in the app or downloaded as needed. These modules have fast-acting lasers that have an accuracy of 1/16 of an inch and can take measurements up to 328 feet or 100 meters. These modules can take measurements in meters, millimeters, centimeters, inches, and feet. So whatever is most convenient for you, these guys can do it. These modules are like transformers. I'll show you in a little bit. They combine to create other tools that take measurements for all sorts of different things like area, continuous wall area, volume, Pythagorean height, indirect Pythagorean height, Pythagorean length, various angles, stakeout mode, distance, room design for irregular rooms, distance measurement, bilateral distance measurement, and many more. So this set of compact go-anywhere tools is great for the DIYer, the contractor, the room designer, appraiser, real estate agent, interior decorator, draftsman, architect, and pretty much anybody else. Now, I won't be able to show you everything that these modules can do, otherwise this would become a 2-hour video. But I will show you some of the highlights and show you how great a combo these guys really are. In one set of tools, you can do everything that you would normally need many different tools to accomplish. So let's do some testing and see how these guys perform. Alright guys, so let's take a little closer look at this M-Cube system and get a little bit better acquainted with what these guys are and what they can do. So like I said, this is the Pro Kit, but you can buy each one of these individually if you don't want all of them. Now this is the main module. You have to have this one to be able to hook it up to everything else. This little guy has all the software that will run all the other modules. Of course, they have their own internal software, but this guy is the one that does the interface for you, between you and the modules. So this guy also works as a module all by itself. If you want to get just a laser measuring tool, this little guy right here will do it. As you see right there, it does have a laser on top. So you can take all sorts of distant measurements with this guy alone if you don't want to add all the other things. But if you want to be able to do all the other things that I mentioned previously and more, up to 17 different types of measurements, you need all these other modules to hook up to it. And you see right there on the bottom, those are the little pins. They each have their own connector that hook up to that and to talk to each other. And that's your little power port right there to get this guy charged up. Like I said, basically this guy powers up all the other modules. Except this little guy has a space for some AA batteries in here, which I mentioned previously. And if you open this guy up, a little hard to do it that way. Let's see here. There we go. You see, you have a couple of different batteries in here. And this little guy, when you hook this guy up to that guy, those alkalines will help to recharge that battery if it's a little low. So if you don't have the ability to recharge this guy and you're running low on power, you pop a couple of AA batteries in here and you start recharging that guy on the go. So very convenient. You use your USB port to power this guy up, and if you run low, throw a couple of AA's in there and you'll be able to keep on going. Now, like I said, this guy has all the software that runs all these guys, and it has a touch screen where you basically just scroll through it and select all the different things that you want to do. And that's what that guy does right there, all the different things. Now, it is a nice little touch screen, very clear, very easy to read. And it gives you the display up there. There's your battery readout. That little indicator in the middle shows you a little differently every time you have a different module attached to it. That's why it's called the M-Cube system. It's kind of like cubes. And basically, that little cube design will change based upon which one of these guys you add. Right now, it's one little cube because it's just that guy by itself. And right there is your Bluetooth, because you can hook this guy up to the Modular app and do all sorts of readings, adjustments, record all the information, all that kind of good stuff. And you can download it for your own personal use, whatever you need to do with it. Everybody's going to have a different use to this guy. But like I said, these guys are like transformers. You hook this guy up to everybody else and they just snap together. They're magnetic, so there's no complicated anything to do. Like I'll show you right here. Let's take this one, and this little guy, in case you can't tell, it has a little joystick right there. That is a little joystick that you move around for when you're taking readings in a room, because you can change the direction of that your measurement, forward, sideways, backwards, angles, whatever it is that you want to do with this little joystick right there. So even in the most irregular room, you can take a measurement with this guy because it'll point whatever direction you want it to, and then you take the laser measurement with it. This guy does not have a laser on it, as you can see. This guy uses this guy right here, which turned off on me because every so often it'll turn off. But you see how quickly they snap together? It is that easy. It pulls itself together. And then you just do whatever measurement you want to do with that guy. And then to unsnap it, and it has the laser going right there. You see, so you can take measurements with that guy very, very easily and conveniently, and you select right here the type of measurement that you want to do and all the different things on there, and the measurements will show up on there. And like I said, you can have a display on there of the smart measurement that you want to do. Now, one thing also, like I said, this little main module by itself is a laser distance measuring tool all by itself, but it only takes readings from the front. When you add it to this guy, then you can select to take readings from the front or from the back here. It has a convenient setup where you see how you have a bump out right here? Well, if you have a wall and you want to be very, very accurate, you can either put the back of it against the wall, or you can do this guy right here. That's what this button is for. When you have a wall, you press it against the wall, and that button right there will push down and take a measurement from that area right there. And that's how you get your distance measurement. So you can select the front or the middle or the back, whatever is most convenient for you. So that's very useful right there. And like I said, the joystick for taking all sorts of different weird, odd angles. Not every room out there is going to be a square or a rectangle. Some of them have weird angles to it. Now let's take this guy off of here. You just press these little guys and it comes right off. And turn this guy back on. And to hook up this guy, this is another little module right here. And you can see you have your selector button there, your back button. And this guy is a laser level. And you actually have a physical level built into it. So you can level it out. Again, just an analog style there. And you see this guy right there tells you what that guy is. and it has a laser on the back of it. So these two guys together, see, you see how that worked right there? It pulls itself together, and you see how the icon at the top changes. So basically with this guy, this is your bidirectional laser right there, where you can take readings from the front, from the back, or both, and that way you can stand in the middle of a room, the lasers will go out in both directions, and you can take a reading from the middle of a room. Or you can take it in one direction. It's totally up to you. It gives you a lot of flexibility as to how you want to do it. And again, on here, you select exactly what you want to do. And it says attach module because that's the other one, not this one. So let's undo this one here and clear that out because we don't want to do that. And we go back to the laser on that one. And basically, it hooks up to the module, it talks to it, and it gets ready to go. Now, if you want to take some measurement, now this guy will also give you a laser for leveling things out. And that's where this is convenient right here, because you can set it up, and if you're putting pictures or tiles or whatever you're doing, you see that you have a cross-line laser right there, that this guy is very good for that. Now, if you want to take other sorts of measurements, you tap on that right there, and you get a choice as to what type of measurement you want to take. And that right there is for big numbers. Like if you're outdoors and you want to have easier numbers to be able to read, you click on that right there. That'll give you a bigger display. The numbers will be a larger font. So right here, if you want to take a laser measurement right there, you take that little guy right there, and you see that the numbers pop up, and you have the laser right there in front of you. You take your reading right there, and it tells you how far it is, and that'll hold it for you. The laser goes off. No matter how many times you move it, it's not going to change. You want to take another reading, again, you can change it, and you see the numbers fluctuating as I move it up and down. So you want to take, there I'm moving my hand, so you can see right there how that changes. You want to take a different reading, you select it, click it, and there you go. Now it's set. So that's very convenient. Again, your typical laser distance measuring tool. So that's very cool. Go back to the laser measurement, and you're bidirectional right there. And there you see that you have laser coming out of the back and laser coming out of the front. So you have both lasers coming out right there, showing you, let me put it this way, a little larger screen for you. There you see the laser coming out of both sides, so that way you can take bidirectional measurement. And what you do is you keep your hands out of the way. It's kind of hard for me since I'm holding this for you guys to see. The button's on the side here, and you take a measurement right there, pick where you want to be, take your measurement, and it does it for you. The lasers go off, and it tells you the total size and how much distance in each direction. So that's very convenient to do right there. Now, let's go back on this guy. Now, this guy also gives you the ability, aside from being a bidirectional laser, one direction or both directions, either way, this guy also gives you the ability to use it as a level. The level function works with this module right here. You have your physical analog level right there, but what if you want a different kind of level? Well, you have this guy right there. And you have your bubble level, where you see right there, my bench is leveled out, so that's not really a problem, but you can adjust it, and if you go off, there you see right there, it gives you a reading telling you exactly how far off you are. And it shows you the different bubble, like a normal typical bubble. It shows you exactly what reading you expect to have. And if you put it sideways like this, then it changes. You see how it changes that way. And it becomes a sideways level or inclinometer, whatever you want to call it. And you change it to the angle that you're pointing it at. And it'll help you level things out that way for whatever measurements you're taking. And then you can take laser measurements from both sides or whatever, and that way you can see exactly what you need to do. Because if you want to take a measurement, you definitely want it to be level. You don't want to be totally off whack like that, unless you want to take an angle measurement. That's totally up to you. But this little guy will help you to figure that out. And you can use this guy and this guy together because they're independent. So you can set up whatever type of measurement you want to do. So either flat out, where you get the bubble, or sideways, it automatically changes to give you that inclinometer or, sideways level, whatever you want to call it. So that's very convenient right there. Now, take this guy off of here. And this guy, see, there you go to the level all by itself. It will do that all by itself, but you don't have the convenient features that this guy brings along with it. So it will do a bubble level all by itself, and it will do the inclinometer also. But it only has one laser. You don't have any lasers coming out of the back, which is what this guy adds to there. So the other module gives you a lot of extra features. This guy can do a lot of things by itself, but it is rather limited in some way. Now, this other module that we have right here, this guy is the rolling ruler. And this guy is very convenient. Remember I did a rolling ruler a little while ago? Well, that ruler is tiny compared to this one. This one is much, much bigger. I mean, look at that wheel. That wheel is much bigger, and that's your laser right there. So you hook this guy up, and then you have your selector button, back button, all that kind of stuff, and then your laser on-off button. It comes out of right there, and that'll point downward, showing you what you have. Now, let's go back on this and select the different ones, and you see how quick that goes together, and it gives you right there, the menu comes up, and you can select what it is you want to do. Now, if you want to take just a regular measurement right there, then you can select exactly what kind of measurement you want to take, and you can select the measurement type you want to take, and then you click that button right there to turn the laser on and off, and you see, you turn the laser on and off, you see the laser right there, and then you put it down where you want to start, you run it to wherever you want, then you lift up, and that'll give you your measurement right there, 4.88 inches. And you can clear that out, do it again, whatever you want. And like I said, you can go back. You see how that changes. And you can do rounded curves and so forth. You can do all sorts of curvature, and it'll still take your measurement for you and show you what you need to do. Turn the laser on and off, etc. So that's very convenient right there. See how the laser comes out of the bottom right there. Very cool. So that is a convenient thing for this. This is great for architects and stuff like that. And it has a lot of different scales and so forth, because like in the previous video when I talked about that, sometimes you may have a drawing, a blueprint, something that draftsmen and architects deal with on a regular basis, or contractors even, because you may be looking at a line on there, a retaining wall or something on your drawing, and that may be a tiny little drawing, but in reality, that may be 100 feet long. So this little guy can take the measurement for you there for materials and what you need to get together and so forth, and it will adjust it where an inch may be 100 feet. And that's what all those different scales are for. So that's built into there where you have a lot of different scales. And that's why I said earlier, for a draftsman, an architect, whatever, you're taking circles, you're taking angles, you're taking whatever, this little guy will help you read that and take measurements from a piece of paper into the real world. So that's very convenient. And again, you can use the Modular app to be able to do all these different things with this little guy. Now, as far as the accessories go, like I said, even if you want to use things in the real world, you get these 2 tripods that come with it. Now, this guy right here is your stand, and you open it up, and you use it as a tripod stand. And these guys are made out of metal. It's a metal alloy, like aluminum or something like that. It is not plastic, not ABS, so it is durable. So you use this guy, and you hook it up to this little guy right here. It screws right on, and that is your stand right there. And this guy is very compact and portable, but as you see right there, lock on lock, you can unlock it, and bam, this guy extends out a lot. It extends out way, way longer than I can fit in the screen. So this gives you a very tall tripod to use right there. And you have sideways adjustment, the top adjustment. You can rotate it back and forth. Very convenient, very nice tripod where you can hook up these guys. You see this guy has right there a tripod hole. So you can screw it right onto there, and that way you set it up somewhere, and I have it too far down. But you set this guy right up on there, and that way you can use it together with the other app for all sorts of measurements. So that's where this guy is convenient. There's your laser on the back of it, and that will help you to do that. So that's very convenient when you have this guy hooked up to the main module. Like this guy right here, let me take it off of here. And when you have it on there, see how you can use this guy to take all sorts of measurements. That's your one laser, that's your other laser, and then on top of that, you have your level right there. And remember, this guy becomes a level as well. So you can aim this in any direction that you want using this tripod. So very convenient for doing all sorts of measurements and so forth. Very, very useful set of tools. And one thing also that I wanted to point out is that if you feel intimidated by this thing being very, very difficult, very complicated, all that kind of stuff, it really isn't. The manual that comes with it is very detailed, comes with a lot of very useful pictures and so forth, and it walks you right through everything, shows you everything you need to do. There you see right there the Modular app where you can take measurements of rooms and so forth, and it shows you how to do all that in great detail. So the manual that comes with it is very detailed with a lot of very clear color pictures. They put a lot of effort into putting this guy together. And on their website, they have a lot of videos that show each one of the modules, how it works and so forth in more detail than I'm able to go here. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, I would suggest checking out their website and getting a lot more information that way. Alright guys, so this video is starting to get a little bit long, but let's do a little bit of rapid fire testing and test out some of the different functions these guys can do in the real world. And I wanted to give you a size comparison. First of all, here's the M-Cube that we're looking at today. Here's a different distance laser measuring tool that I reviewed a little while ago. Perfectly good tool, nothing wrong with it. I'm just using it for size comparison. Look at this guy, look at the M-Cube, really, really tiny. So let's test this guy out. And as far as testing the laser and so forth, and let's aim it over there at the wall over there of the other side of my garage. You can see the laser over there, and really quick, all you have to do is point it, click the little button, and let's take a measurement and see what we get. And let's see, where is the laser? I lost it now. But either way, let's take a laser measurement over there, and that is what we get, 217 inches. So you can convert that to feet very quickly by touching that up there, inches and feet, millimeters, centimeters, meters, etc. So inches and feet, we're talking 18 feet, 1 inch, and 27/30 seconds. So that tells you very quickly, and you can see right there, it is measuring from the back of the tool. You can change that to measure from the front of the tool. So you see, very easy to go through and change anything as you wanted to. Now, how about if we want to go something a little bit different? How about if we wanted to use this guy as a level? You saw that earlier. That's your pro laser right there. We're not going to do that. Scale rulers, I already explained that earlier. We'll look at that in a moment. And level, let's look at that. Well, right there, really quick, you have your bubble level. And if I want to change that around, you move things around, you get your bubble reading, and it works for you beautifully. Now, if you want to use your sideways level, there you go. You put it on its side, and it does everything for you right there as far as a level is concerned. You can have it go up, down, whatever, check the incline, check whatever it is that you want. So there you go. The little M-Cube does a whole lot of things all by itself. Let me attach a module and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so here we go. I attached the laser level module to it, and you can see the laser is turned on right there. Look at the wall over there, and you can see the laser right over there. We're going to use bi-directional lasers, and this one is pointed over here at the garage door. So if I wanted to stand over here somewhere in the middle of this room and take a measurement from both sides, all I got to do is click this button right here. And bam, there we go. Now I know exactly what the measurements are. I'm almost in the middle, 9 feet in one direction, 10 feet in the other, but 19 feet, 11 inches right there, the whole length of the room. Very convenient with this little guy right there. If I want to do a different kind of laser, let's do some cross laser. If I wanted to measure that wall and make sure that it is nice and level and straight, there you go. If it's crooked, if it's whatever, I can check everything right there with this guy with my cross laser. So that's very convenient right there. Can't do that with the main module, got to add the secondary module to it. So if I was straightening out that door, if I was hanging it, I want to make sure that it's level. There you go. That comes in handy. Let's move on. All right, so what if you're a designer, an architect, contractor, decorator, whatever it is, and you want to do some room measurement? Well, here you have your smart room measurement right there. And I showed how earlier this guy can be used as a laser pointer, laser measuring tool, all that kind of good stuff. Well, let's check out the smart room laser measurement. So let's say right here, you basically click there and the line goes straight ahead. Now you want to click in a different direction. You move it to that point over there, and the line moves and it gives you a measurement in that direction. You want to go to a different point over here. Let's say you change it so that the arrow is pointing straight down at you, and you change the direction of it, and then you change over here wherever it happens to be, take your measurement, and the room gives you a different measurement. And again, you move it to wherever you want to go. Let's say you move it that way. And again, like I said, you can change the angle any direction that you want. And you take your measurement, move over there, take your measurement, and there you go. So you see how easy it is basically to set up a determination of any room. Obviously, this is a demonstration. The numbers are not going to make any sense whatsoever. The shape is not going to make any sense whatsoever. I'm just moving randomly to show you how this little guy will function, where you can aim it in any direction that you want, and you can take any measurement. That's why it's called a smart room measurement. So you can change the direction of the pointer and go anywhere you want to go and get any kind of weird angle that you may want, depending on what you're doing. And you set up another one there, and it takes another measure. You see how I changed that right there? I changed the shape of the room to accommodate whatever it is that I need. If you have cutouts in a room, if you have closets, if you have alcoves, if you have whatever it is that you want, you can take advantage of this little guy and take all the measurements that you want. Like I said, this is a demonstration. Don't expect it to be accurate. Don't expect it to make sense because I'm just moving around randomly. But that gives you an idea how this little guy works with a little joystick and how quickly you can take measurements right there without even needing a tape measure. I didn't even move from where I am. I just pointed the arrow where I wanted it to go and it did everything for me. So that's very convenient right there. Alright guys, there you have it, a review and demonstration of the M-Cube system from Hozo. A very complete and accurate measuring system with over 17 different types of measurements, all in one compact set of tools. Take as many complicated measurements as you want, indoors or outdoors, using all the included modules. Save the measurements with the Modular app and download it to your computer if you need to. So instead of having a bunch of different tools and apps cluttering up your tool bag, this system can help you take more accurate and versatile measurements with a lot less fuss. A really great system for architects, contractors, DIYers, designers, appraisers, or anyone that wants quick and accurate measurements in a compact package. Check out the links below for all the details. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.